My name is Melissa, and today we are going to go over a lace technique that I really enjoy doing. If you have a type of surface that you want to just add a little bit of something to it, and different than stenciling or anything like that, this is something that I've done in the past and I really enjoy doing. Let me walk around just so I can show you close up. We're going to be doing a lace technique. Now, when I go to buy lace, I usually try to get it on sale. Sometimes that doesn't always happen. But the type of lace that you want to get is like a pattern that is not real tight or very little. You want something that has some substance to it and that you can actually see some design in it. So what I've done so far to this little table that I have, here we go. This is the little table that we started with. It had a lot of shellac on it. So what I did from the get-go was sanded it down. I didn't go the whole way down to the nub because I knew I was going to throw some layers on there, but I did want to get some of the peeling shellac off. It was sort of like bubbling. So I went ahead and took the top down the whole way because I knew I wanted to stain that. And then underneath, like I said, I sanded it pretty well, but there was still a little bit of shine. So what I did was I put some Ultra Grip from Fusion on there, all over from top to bottom. I laid it upside down like this and put it on from top to bottom and then turned it back around and just covered it. I left it sit for about 24 hours with the Ultra Grip. The longer you leave that on, the better the grip's going to be. What I did then was did the same thing, painting it with a chocolate from Fusion, which is a deep dark brown. The table had been brown, but it just wasn't dark enough for me, so that's why I chose the chocolate. After that, I took some putty, which is sort of like a tan, and sort of like a gray tan. It's one of my favorite colors, but I just took a chip brush and literally just dabbed it wherever I saw fit, let it dry for a little bit, and then I covered it with soapstone, which is a nice gray. I don't know. There you go. It's a good gray. So I covered that, and then what I grabbed was just like a Brillo pad type substance that didn't flake off a whole lot, and some water, and I just scrubbed the whole thing down to give it like a very washed out, aged effect. Hopefully you can see that a little bit. Maybe if I turn it this way. So if you can see that effect, you can see the brown in there. You can see some of the cream color of the putty, and then obviously the gray. And what that did is sort of like did a wet sand on it. And it just gave me this really cool technique. I don't know if you can see the legs. Let me bring them up there. But they're pretty cool. So I'm going to set this down. I did stain the top as well, so that's nice and ready to take on a sort of applique type appearance. Like I said, you grab the lace that is a thicker substance, and all I did was lay my table upside down like this on top of some craft paper, and I cut around it maybe about 1 inch the whole way around the diameter, and then I did the same thing with my piece of lace. So I've already done those two things ahead of time, just so you didn't have to watch me cut everything out. This is the piece of lace that I cut, and it is the same diameter as what the top of the table is, and also my craft paper. So what you want to do is take your craft paper and set it aside so that you can grab it quickly when you are done. And I think what I'm going to do is pull my table over here so you guys can get a better view. And I thought about doing a sort of like a metallic on it, but I don't think that's going to show up as well. So I think what I'm going to do is just try to pull the putty out of the paint underneath that I've already done. So make sure that you have a clean spot to lay it on. Lay your lace down, and then you're going to want to put your paint, if I can get it open. And you'll want a good bit, but not Not so much that it's just going to be goopy on your piece, because then you won't get the lace effect. Okay, so what I'm using is a velour roller. It's not a big puffy one like a 1/2 inch or even a 1/4 inch, so it's not going to hold that much paint, but I want it to hold more than what a foam roller would. So I'm using a velour roller, and I'm just going to go ahead and get it filled with my paint. As a matter of fact, I think I might need a little bit tiny more than that. Let me just add a little more. Alrighty. And you're going to want to work quickly and hold your lace as taut as you can, and work from the center and push out, reload, and like I said, work as fast as you can, because the lace will suck up the paint and it'll dry pretty quickly on you. But you want to hold it as taut as you can so that the paint doesn't go on the other side of the lace. I think I'm going to need just a little bit more, but we'll see what we got here. Okay, so quickly we're going to take this, and hopefully it has enough paint on it. I will go down like this. Okay, so I moved my camera down so you could see it a little bit better here, and you're going to want to pick this up as gently as you can and lay it down as quickly, but don't slide it. Okay, and then you're going to grab your craft paper, lay it on top, and try not to move your lace, but you're going to press from the center out. And the reason you want to put the craft paper on is because you want to try to keep the paint from smudging. And if you just did this with your hands, for one, you would be really, really messy. And two, it would not give you the same effect. Now, by looking at my table where I painted, I may have gotten a little bit too much in the center, but that's okay. We'll see how it turns out here. So you want to press to make sure you're getting all the paint transferred onto your surface. I'm going to pick my paper up first, and then the big reveal. Here we go. Gently pull it back. Ta-da! So there you have a lace effect, and it's okay that it got a little bit glumpy in the center. It's okay because we're going to sand it back. I want to make sure I don't have too much paint on my hands, but let me see if I can bring that up to you. Okay, so there is your lace transfer, and like I said, we're going to let that dry, and it's okay that it got a little bit clumpy here and not so much applique here. That's fine, because we're going to sand it down just a little bit after it dries, and then we're going to wax it, so it'll be good. Okay, I'll be back. Hey guys, we're back. So I gave my lace treatment time to dry, and then what I did is I took some rough sandpaper. I did 150. I just wrap it around a block, and what I did was literally just scuff it up to make it look old, like it had some distressing, just like the rest of the piece did. It all is sort of a distressed look. So there you can see the lace effect that has been distressed on the top, and we're down to our last step. Hopefully you can see that as I'm twirling and it's not getting you sick. There, can you see that a little bit better? So that is the lace technique that I just love doing. It gives just some fun accents to the top of like a round table or on the top of a buffet, and I've even done it on the front of drawers, which looks really cool. So that is that. Our next step that we're going to do is I am just going to wax it. I'm just using some espresso wax. I'm going to go ahead and just use a cut off chip brush and get down in there. Let me do it this way. Put it out on my pad. And we're just gonna go ahead and wax the whole thing. And then what we'll do is we'll buff it after all the wax is on. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that. When I get to the top, what I'm going to do is just take a shop cloth, dip it in my wax, start in the center and just rub it in. And again, all it's doing is aging it just a little bit more than what I had already done. And I think it'll give it a really cool effect. So we're just going to go ahead and rub that wax, the espresso wax, on the top. And I just like to go in circles and rub it in really, really well. And while that sits on there, I'm going to take my brush and do the rest of the piece, and then come back and buff the top of this out, and then continue buffing the rest of it. So I'll be back as soon as that's done. Look how nice that's looking with the wax on it already. Okay, I'll be back. Hey guys, I'm back, and the table is all finished. What I did was just put some espresso wax on. I gave it some time to dry, and then I buffed it. So I am all finished with it. Let me see if I can pull it up for you here. And that is our lace technique on top of our table. And it has a lot of cool features on it. I will get this all staged and set up for you, but there you have the lace technique of the table, and it turned out really well. I'm really happy with it. Hopefully you guys will be able to duplicate that and give your front of your drawers or top of your small tables some wow. Okay, thanks so much. I'll post pictures of it when I have it all set up. Take care.